my beloved child. Tonight I will step into your room, not in vague silence, but with a tangible presence. Engrave this in your heart. Only 2 nights remain for your spirit to be stirred, for the chains that have bound your soul so long to be broken. Watch and pray that you may not fall into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 2:6-4:1. You have grown so accustomed to the heaviness inside that you mistake it for normal. Time and again you have let blessings slip through your hands, clinging to the darkness as though it were a part of who you are. Now I must awaken you, for if I do not, you will continue walking a path that has never truly belonged to me. Do not think that I speak these words to frighten you. It is your spiritual slumber that has led you astray, and if you are not ready, the gifts I have prepared will remain buried. I come not to give you another pleasant dream, but to tear the thin veil that clouds your eyes, so that you might see more clearly the spiritual reality you have avoided. Over these 2 nights I will draw a line who truly belongs to me, and who still runs after illusions. You will sense a movement that reason cannot explain, yet you will know it is from me. This is not chance nor coincidence, but a process I have arranged so that you must awaken and choose. Remember, I do not reveal myself merely to comfort you. My presence is also a cleansing. I will touch the things you are hiding, the wounds you have not released, and the ideas you have nurtured in the dark. If you will not face them, you will struggle to enter the season of blessing I have appointed for you. These 2 nights are no accident, but a seal I etch into your soul. On the first night I place within you a peace the world cannot give, a promise that you belong to me, set apart to begin a new journey. On the second night I open your spiritual eyes, unveiling what has been hidden, so you may discern truth from deception. This is the covenant I reaffirm with you, that blessing does not come from whim, but from my careful preparation and your willing heart. Sometimes I must let the darkness linger longer than you wish, not to punish you, but to teach you to value the light. Tonight I do not come to lull you to sleep, but to awaken the part of your soul that has grown cold. I have seen your nights of lying awake with open eyes and a shuttered heart, like a rusted door no longer expecting a knock. You still pray for a miracle, yet no longer truly believe I will come. Now I must shake your inner world, for otherwise you will go on living as though I were only a distant notion and not the one standing in this room even now. On the first night I do not send an angel descending, no thunder nor fire from heaven. I come only with a gentle peace like my breath upon your soul. You may not recognize it at once, for your mind is accustomed to chaos. But my peace is not like the deathly stillness you once chose for hiding. It is a living silence where the knots inside you begin to loosen, where the invisible burdens of your heart begin to lift. This peace is my reminder. You are mine. I have never left you. It is not a reward, but a sign you are being marked, set apart from the old. I remember Elijah in the cave, fleeing in fear, believing he had failed, thinking I had forgotten him. I did not appear in the fire, nor the mighty wind, nor the earthquake. I came in a gentle whisper. On this first night I come to you likewise, not loud, not dramatic, but unmistakable. Because if you keep waiting for the spectacular to believe me, you will miss the miracle already unfolding quietly within. The first night is to heal your spiritual hearing, to help you recognize again the sound of my voice you had forgotten. Yet my beloved peace alone is not enough to keep you from stumbling, unless you also have light to discern the right path. That is why the second night comes. I do not only want you to see me, I want you to see yourself bare, honest, unadorned. I will illuminate what you would rather forget, the choices you call necessary, but which have carried you far from me. Not to shame you, but to show why your soul has felt blocked for so many years. I do not punish, I unveil, and in the light of that revelation you will know what to hold on to and what to release forever. Once I gave a vision to a woman named Ruth, not in some grand dream, but through a small decision. I will go with you. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Ruth 1:16. She did not know that choice would carry her into the stream of blessing, into the lineage of King David and the Messiah himself. In the same way, your revelation may come from a quiet decision, a clarity you cannot explain but know is from me. The second night is when I lay my hand upon your spiritual eyes, that you may stop living by patchwork feelings and begin to walk by the discernment I give. But understand this clearly, these 2 nights are not meant to stir your soul into a fleeting emotional high only to have you fall back into the old cycle. No. This is a turning point, a place where you must choose to remain in the process I am working, or retreat in fear of the truth. You may hope for a great miracle, but I am beginning by clearing the foundation of your spirit. Not because I delay, but because I will not build a house on sand. If you will not let me break the old, do not ask why you cannot feel the new I am bringing forth. I am preparing you not merely to be blessed, but to carry the responsibility of the chosen. Do not think this calling comes without its demands. Each night is a step in the restoration journey, from being marked by peace to being given revelation for discernment. I do not promise an easy path, but I promise never to abandon you along the way. And if you can still hear my voice, even as a faint echo within, then I am at work. There is still hope. There is still a process. Not everyone dares to look at themselves in the light of the Spirit. Many turn away because light can hurt. But my child, if you will pause and let me strip away the hardened layers of fear and habit that have calloused your soul, you will find beneath it all a heart still longing to be touched, and that is where I will begin. Not with grand acts, but with that small longing I will rewrite your story. I know there are walls within you still standing, walls built not by others but by you. And if you will not tear them down, then even if I knock all night, you will not hear. There are things I cannot cross, not because I lack power, but because they are built within your own mind. I have knocked many times. But if your inner self erects barriers of doubt, hurt, anger, or pride, then my presence, no matter how great, can only touch the outside. A heart closed cannot grow roots for any miracle. I do not blame you for becoming defensive. This world is harsh, and your wounds are not without cause. But the armor you wear for protection is also suffocating you. You think it makes you strong, but it binds you to what you believe is keeping you safe. When you hold on to pain as evidence that I do not care, you are also rejecting what I am longing to restore. I have waited many times for you to release one sigh of surrender, not surrender to fate, but surrender to me. Yet instead of opening, you lock yourself tighter with control, with reasoning, with explanations that sound reasonable. You push me away not with words, but with prolonged silence. And when you do not see me act, you say I have abandoned you. The truth is, I have never gone anywhere. I am simply standing still outside the door you have locked. I remember Cain. After he killed his brother, he did not run from me with his feet. He ran with guilt and shame. When I asked, "Where is your brother?" he answered with a shrug, with anger long suppressed. What grieved me was not his sin, but that he did not let me heal it. Had he only bowed, only uttered one honest cry, I would have forgiven. But he built for himself a land where I was not invited, the land of Nod, where nothing grows but loneliness. So it is with your heart, a field where weeds grow because you will not uproot them, where the soil grows dry because you will not let the water of grace soak in. No seed, not even mine, can sprout there. I have withheld nothing from you. But you have refused the watering by nurturing bitterness, holding on to disappointment, and stoking a smoldering anger. Every time you say I'm fine while empty inside, you pack another layer of gravel over your spirit. These walls are not visible. They have no form, no name, but I see them in every silent thought you dare not speak aloud. The doubt, the hesitancy when my name is mentioned, the coldness when you pray out of duty rather than desire. You do not see it, but I see it clearly. And it is these things, not others, that keep my grace from pouring down as you long for. Forgiveness, you still think it is a gift I give only to others. But the truth is, forgiveness is what I first long to give you. Forgiveness is not wiping away another's wrongdoing, but cutting the chain that binds you to the past. When you refuse to forgive, you choose to carry the image of the one who hurt you day after day in your heart, your thoughts, your words. There is no room for blessing when that space is filled with the darkness of resentment. Perhaps you think that if only I intervened more forcefully with a sign, an event, a miracle, you would change. But if your heart is not ready, even the miraculous will lose its meaning. I brought down Jericho's walls with a shout, but first, my people circled it for 7 days in silence, in patience, in obedience. The wall fell not because of sound, but because hearts were prepared. In the same way, the wall within you will not fall by a single sermon, but by allowing me to soften soil that has been hardened too long. If you feel weary today, it is not because I am distant, but because you have pulled yourself from the source of life. I will not force you back, but I will keep knocking, keep standing there, never withdrawing, never leaving, even when rejected, for no wall built from pain or pride can stop me from loving you. But I will not break the door, I only knock. The choice is always yours. Blessing is not in some far-off future. It waits just outside. But before I can give, you must make room. You must unbind. Let the light seep in through even the smallest crack. When you allow me to touch the dark places of your heart, then what I long to do next is not only heal, but make you one who carries healing to others. But that is another journey, one I will open only when you let me renew you at the root, beginning with your words, your faith, and your heart. There are seeds I have sown within you, but the dry ground has kept them from sprouting. Not because the seed is useless, but because the soil is covered with weeds of resentment and bitterness. Forgiveness is the first spade turning that soil, opening the way for life. When you cling to pain, you think you are punishing others, but in truth, you are locking yourself inside a prison without bars. The key is in your hand, but you have not yet dared to use it. Faith is the same. It is not a burst of feeling nor self-consolation to avoid reality. Faith is when you take a step without seeing the path, trusting that I am there. You have prayed for a better future, yet nurtured the thought, perhaps nothing will change. That contradiction makes your prayers fall to the ground. I do not ask for a great faith, only a small but genuine one like a mustard seed, and it will become a tree whose branches shelter the birds of the air. I remember the woman who had bled for 12 years. She did not shout or stir the crowd. She only whispered to herself, "If I just touch the hem of his garment, I will be healed." Mark 5:28. A small, quiet thought born of deep faith drew down the power of healing. It was that unadorned, unboastful whisper that changed her destiny. You see, it is not the grandeur outside, but the words spoken from faith within that opens the flow of grace. But when your mouth utters words of doubt, complaints, or resignation, you are sowing seeds of the opposite. Words are not invisible, they carry the power to build or to destroy. Each time you release angry words, your spirit trembles like soil being torn apart yet never planted with anything good. You may think it is only a few words spoken in exhaustion, but I see every scratch it leaves upon your soul. On the contrary, when you choose to speak gratitude, when you speak my word, you are creating space for the Holy Spirit to move. Therefore, forgiveness, faith, and words are not three separate things, but three tightly braided cords. Forgiveness prepares the soil. Faith sows the seed. Words water it. Without one of the three, the garden of the soul remains barren. I do not want you to merely learn to forgive without daring to believe, or to believe in your heart while your mouth proclaims despair. I want everything intertwined so that the blessing not only touches you, but also blossoms and bears fruit for others to taste. When the soil of your heart has been tilled, I will sow new seeds, not to keep for yourself, but so that you may become a source of blessing for many. Yet if you do not tend them with faith and words, they will soon be choked out by old weeds. That is why I remind you, guard your mouth, choose words of life instead of words of death. Let forgiveness become your breath, for only then will the blessing have room to overflow instead of stopping as a passing breeze. And when you have learned to speak life, to live in forgiveness, and to keep your heart in faith, you will see more clearly this one thing: obeying me will no longer feel like a burden, but like a natural path. For once the soil is soft and the seed is planted, the next step is to let the roots grow in obedience and surrender. There are times when I lead you to a crossroads that feels unsafe, with no lights to guide you and no assurances from people. You hesitate, fearing one wrong step will cost you everything. But true blessing does not lie in the certainty you draw for yourself, but in your willingness to place your hand in mine and walk, even when you cannot see the whole picture. Obedience is not understanding everything. It is trusting that I hold a bigger picture than you. When you resist, you not only delay grace, but also weigh down your own heart. You want control. You want everything according to your will. But the more you cling, the more you find yourself trapped. I do not force you to obey through compulsion. I invite you to obey through trust. For only when you let go do you discover, my arms have always been open. Surrender does not cause you to lose. It allows you to find the very thing you have long prayed for. I remember Abraham. He did not know where he was going. He only heard one word. Leave your country, your people, and go to the land I will show you. Genesis 1:2-1. No map, no guarantee, only my word. Yet he still went, and that obedience opened an everlasting covenant, making him the father of many nations. Do you see? The blessing was not given when he stayed put, but when he stepped out in surrender. In truth, you have heard my call many times, but chosen silence. You think obedience will cost you freedom, the things you love, or your sense of safety. But you do not know that the truth is the opposite. Only when you obey are you truly free, free from the anxiety of control, free from the fear of failure, free from the burden of constantly proving your worth. I do not take away what is good. I only remove what harms you to give something better than you ever dared to imagine. The blessing I give is not for you to clutch in your hand, but to become a flowing stream. And that stream is complete only when you place yourself under my guidance. Every act of obedience opens a door. Every step of surrender is a heartbeat drawing you closer to the great plan I have set. But if you resist, those doors remain closed, not because I locked them, but because you have not yet taken the key I gave. When the soil of your heart has been tilled by forgiveness, when faith and words have become seeds, sown obedience is the sunlight that makes them sprout. Without that light, the seedlings will wither. Without surrender, blessings remain as seeds, never fruit. And then to bear full fruit, you need one more element, the one you are most impatient with, waiting for, my perfect timing. There have been times you have cried out, "Why so long? Why has my prayer not been answered?" You think I ignore you, but the truth is I am working in silence. My timing is never random. It is woven into every detail of a plan far greater than you see. If I gave you the blessing too soon, before your heart was prepared, it would become a burden rather than life. Patience is not punishment, but the cradle where blessing is nurtured at the right time. Impatience always makes the soul's thirst fade quickly, like a fire flaring up and then dying out. You want to see results immediately, but true blessing is not like fruit forced to ripen. It needs time to grow, to become sweet and enduring. While you wait, I am not standing still. I am shaping your heart, preparing circumstances, clearing the way for the blessing to last. Delay does not mean denial. It means I want you ready before the door opens. Remember what I once told Israel. In the wilderness I fed you with manna, to teach you that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Deuteronomy 8:3. They complained at the long wait for the promised land, but that very stretch of time taught them to trust me. If the blessing had come instantly, they would never have learned the lesson. I alone am the true source. And so it is with you. The waiting is where I teach you to live by faith, not just by what you see. Discontent is an invisible thief in the waiting. It blinds you, keeping you from seeing my hand at work. You think you are abandoned, but in truth I am laying every stone of your future. Each time you choose complaint over gratitude, you make the journey heavier. But when you are thankful, even in delay, you discover this blessing is not only at the destination, my footprints are in every step. When you learn patience, you will see the difference. The blessing will no longer be temporary, but become a river flowing endlessly. You will no longer fear losing it, for you will know it has been placed at the right time and the right place. And in that moment, waiting ceases to be a burden and becomes the evidence of my faithfulness. The sun rises each day to remind you, if I keep my promise in nature, I will keep my promise in your life. Patience, then, is not the end, but the bridge leading you into fullness. When you accept my perfect rhythm, you will realize blessing never comes late, only right on time. And from that patience, You will step into a deeper realm where blessing is no longer just for you to enjoy, but for you to share for my light, through you to touch other souls waiting for hope. My beloved child, when you bring into the light the gifts I have placed in your life, you will see that every ability, every stirring in your heart, is not just a gift, but a seed of mission planted in the soil of your life to bear fruit for a place in Cesadio. Harvest greater than yourself. Do not shrink back from that light, for light is not only to shine, but to purify, to guide the steps you are still feeling out. The words you speak, the actions you take, and even the beating of your heart, all of it is not by chance. It is the echo of preparation, the background music of a symphony I have composed for your life from the beginning. When you speak, you become the echo of hope for souls longing to hear goodness. When you act, you become the extended hand of compassion. When your heart stirs, you transmit the vitality of empathy, of mercy, and the power of eternal love. But child, you must understand that light and gifts are not a comfortable refuge, but a path that leads you out of the safety zone into the challenges of growth and endurance. You are called not to hide in peace, but to go into the storms, into the fragments of a world thirsting for fresh water. This calling is not merely a privilege. It is a profound responsibility requiring courage, steadfastness, and humility, so you will not be blinded by the fleeting glory of the world. When you hold this grace, you are like one carrying a lamp in the dark, not to boast, but to guide, to lead, and to keep others from stumbling into the abyss. As you walk in that light, do not forget that every grace comes with responsibility. Every blessing comes with the testing of the soul. When you carry my glory on your shoulders, you must learn to live as a faithful steward, unshaken by praise, unmoved by criticism. You must stand firm in faith, not only on easy days, but in the long nights without moonlight, when every feeling in you seems shattered, when confusion knocks at your mind's door. It is in those moments your faith truly becomes a foundation, no longer a slogan. Devotion is measured not only in hours of peaceful prayer, but in the quiet decisions where you choose to follow my call, even when you do not yet see the road ahead. Know this, the enemy will not stand still when you step into your calling. It will try to sow seeds of doubt, distraction, and division into your heart. It will try to make you look at yourself and your weakness instead of at me. It will whisper that you are not enough, not worthy, not able. But child, remember, every good thing in you does not come from you, but from me, the one who gives and will protect what I have placed within you. When you hear the voice of doubt, let my voice become the louder echo, filling every crevice of worry, so your soul has no room left for chaos to dwell. My beloved child, I am not the author of confusion, I am the source of peace. That peace is not a temporary silence or a brief pause after a storm, but a stream quietly flowing within your soul, keeping its life, even when outwardly everything is chaos. Standing firm in that assurance, you will see every headwind not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to grow stronger. Do not let your heart be shaken by what your eyes see or your ears hear. Let your soul be anchored in the word I have spoken. I have called you, I have equipped you, I am leading you, and I shelter you with my mighty hand. When you are weak, I lift you up. When you are confused, I give you wisdom. When you are lonely, I draw near. Trust that every step you take, though it may look lost to others, is not outside my guidance. You are being led on a journey not only to accomplish a task, but for your very soul to be transformed, to become a clearer reflection of my love and grace in this world. Do not fear when you feel small, for in that smallness, my strength is made complete. Do not fear when you feel alone, for in that solitude you will hear my whisper more clearly. Do not fear when you must endure what you do not understand, for in those mysteries you are being trained to grow deep, so your love will not be shallow, your faith not easily shaken. Every step you take in faithfulness, even the smallest action, is part of the great story I am weaving in your life. Child, move forward with an open heart, without fear, without hesitation. Do not compare yourself to others, for your gifts are unique, your journey singular, and the purpose I have set for you cannot be stolen by any force. Do not let the judgment of others become a burden upon your shoulders, for only I see your heart, Only I know what you have walked through. You need only keep your eyes lifted, your soul pure, and keep walking one step at a time into my guidance. Do not forget that light is not only a symbol of glory, but also a sign of presence. When you carry that light, you are not merely carrying something. You are carrying my very presence into every place you go. Do not take this lightly, for it is this presence that shatters the darkness, heals the brokenhearted, and rekindles hopes that have grown cold. You may not see at once the fruit of every word you speak or every deed you do, but believe that the seeds you sow today will sprout at their appointed time, and it is I who cause them to grow. My beloved child, this journey is not only for you to gain something, but for you to become someone new, more patient, more profound, more loving. Do not fear change, for it is change itself that proves you are drawing nearer to your true purpose. Do not fear trials, for they are the cradle that shapes your will. Do not fear loss, for loss creates the space for you to receive more from me. And when you are weary, when the weight of your calling feels too heavy to bear, remember that you are not carrying it alone. Come back to me, my child. Let every tear fall upon my shoulder. Pour out every hidden ache in my presence. I am not waiting for you to be perfect before you come. I am waiting for you to come in truth in your very weakness. When you come to me, you will find new strength, new joy, and wings to soar above the storm raging beneath your feet. This is the moment, my child, for you to rise, not for your own glory, but for a calling greater than yourself, a purpose beyond all personal plans. You need not wait until everything is perfect to begin. You only need to begin, and I will complete the rest. Each step of obedience is a step into freedom. Each decision of faithfulness is a stone laid for an eternal legacy. Go, my child, go in peace, in strength, and in hope. I go before you, I walk beside you, and I stand behind you to protect you. Nothing can separate you from my love. No power can steal away the plan I have for you. Hold fast to this truth. Let it become the compass for every choice, the breath for every day, the heartbeat for every desire within you. And then, my child, you will one day look back and see that every trial you faced, every tear you shed, every trembling step you took, all of it wove together a story more glorious than you imagined. You will realize you have not merely lived a life but fulfilled a mission. Not only carried gifts but borne light. Not only received blessings but become a channel of blessing to countless others. And in that moment, the glory will no longer be yours alone, but the glory of the one who called you, guided you, and loved you with an unchanging love. As you stand in this very moment, feel the rhythm of time, the beating of your own heart mingling with my breath. For every moment you are living, every dawn you behold is evidence that I am still unfolding a plan far more perfect than you have ever imagined. You have doubted, you have wondered why beautiful dreams have faded and good intentions have been delayed. But in those very breakings, I have been quietly teaching you patience, faith, and the maturing of your soul. Every closed door was not to reject you, but to lead you into a broader, deeper path where the light of hope and life flows like an unending stream. Look back on the road you have walked, every tear-stained step, every night that seemed endless, and you will see that each wound is a testament to your endurance. Each tear a seed for the blessings waiting ahead. Do not be afraid anymore. Do not look upon the past with regret, for nothing you have gone through has been meaningless. It has been the hidden map leading you to the fullness of today. Every season of waiting has been a workshop, refining your heart, making it purer, deeper, more humble, so that when the blessing comes, you will not only receive it, but cherish, honor, and keep it. This moment is no accident, but the convergence of every longing, every silent prayer, every unseen effort you have given. As you open your heart, you will feel a pure stream flowing into your thirst, a fresh wind sweeping away the dust of time from the wings of your dreams. This is the moment you realize you have never been alone, that my hand has never left you for even a heartbeat, that my eyes have never ceased watching over each step you take. Let the past rest like waves that have drawn back from the shore. Let your heart be like the sky after rain, clear and wide. Lay down the old expectations that have become chains, the memories that have turned into heavy stones, pulling you down, for only when your hands are empty can you fully receive what I am about to give. Do not fear change, for change is not loss but transformation into a higher place. Do not fear leaving behind what is familiar, for in that courage you will discover a new self within, stronger, steadier, and more radiant. This is the season of light, the season when silent prayers in the night are answered with a blazing dawn. You once thought your desires were far away, but now I tell you it is time for the seed of hope to sprout, time for the sweat and tears you have sown to become a harvest of blessing. Do not rush, do not choke your faith just because you have not seen results yet. Believe that in the stillness I am moving, in the silence I am preparing, in the quiet I am arranging every detail so that everything arrives in its time, its place, its way. I am the one who never changes. When you see the sun rise each day, remember that. My promise is more certain than the dawn. Light may be hidden by dark clouds, but it has never vanished, just as my grace for you has never departed. Hold your faith like a sailor gripping the wheel in a storm. Hold your hope like a sower, certain of harvest. Keep your heart soft like soil, ready for rain to bring forth life. Do not let past trials harden you to the point of closing your heart, for it is softness that gives you the strength to embrace what is new. I see every sigh, every moment you blame yourself, every time you sit alone in the dark, but I also see the quiet flame within you that has never gone out. That flame is your faith in me, faith small as a mustard seed, yet able to move mountains. And now is the time I breathe upon that flame, turning it into a torch to lead you into another journey, a journey of breakthrough, of things beyond expectation. Do not compare yourself with others, for you are walking a path woven uniquely for you, a journey designed for you to become a living wonder in the eyes of many. Lift up your head, open your arms, like one welcoming the first rain of the season, and let each drop of blessing fall upon your soul, cooling its dryness, softening its hardened places. Let gratitude overflow within you, for gratitude is the key that opens the door of miracles. Let forgiveness release you from old wounds, for forgiveness is the wind lifting you out of the pit of bitterness. Let hope fly like a bird through the long night, for hope will lead you to the dawn. Do not worry about the future, for the future rests in my hand, and that hand is steadier than anything you can imagine. You only need to take each step in trust, and every step will become a testimony of life, of freedom, and of fullness. Do not ask yourself whether you are worthy, for blessing is not a reward for perfection, but the fruit of an unconditional love. It is that very love which has upheld you through every storm and will bring you into a season of peace. Remember this, it is not because you are strong that you overcome, but because I am with you that you do not fall. It is not because you are skilled that you are chosen, but because I love you that you are called. Everything you have today is not only a gift, but a reminder that you belong to me, that you are not lost in the aimless tide of life. And when you realize this, you will stop seeking affirmation from others, stop questioning your worth, because you know you have already been valued by the Creator's love. Now is the time for you to rise, not with pride, but with serenity. Not with a grasping spirit, but with open hands. Not to prove anything, but to live fully in the grace already prepared for you. Walk with the ease of one who knows the road ahead has been laid, smile as one who knows they are loved without change. And as you walk, every step will become a melody of faith, every breath a living prayer, every glance a ray of hope for those lost along the way. Do not keep yourself in the cage of fear, for you were born to fly, to shine, to be a living witness to my faithfulness. You are no longer bound by old limits, no longer defined by past failures or wounds. You are being invited to step out, to explore, to experience a life of freedom and fullness, where every day you can see my footprints alongside yours. Trust me, my child. Trust is not walking blind, but opening your eyes to the one who has never broken a promise. Trust is not pretending to be strong, but embracing weakness so that I may be your strength. Trust is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward, even while fear remains, because you know I am with you. And as you do this, you will discover that nothing can stop the river of blessing flowing toward you. Nothing can hinder the breakthrough I have ordained for you. This is the moment, the season, the time when everything I have promised begins to appear clearly in your life. Open your heart as the earth opens to receive rain. Open your hands like a child receiving a gift from their father, Open your eyes to see the miracles blooming all around you. You no longer need to strain to hold on, no longer need to tire yourself with waiting for what I give, surpasses all your plans, and exceeds every limit you ever set for yourself. You are the living proof of my faithfulness, the living story of how I turn tears into smiles, trials into victories, dry seasons into abundant harvests. Step in, do not hesitate, for everything is ready. And when you step in, you will not only receive blessing for yourself, but become a source of blessing for those around you, that my light may spread through you everywhere. This is the season for you to live, not merely to survive, but to shine, to love, to experience the fullness I prepared from the beginning. And as you walk in this season, you will understand that every delay was not a failure, every trial not an ending, but all of it, the foundation for something greater. You will look back and smile because you did not give up, because you know I never abandoned you. And in that moment you will feel yourself covered by a peace beyond understanding, a joy not dependent on circumstances, a faith unshaken by storms. This is your time, my beloved child. Step forward, open your heart, trust, and receive. For everything I have for you is not only a promise but a reality taking shape, a miracle unfolding, a love overflowing, and you are the one living in that fullness. When I give you blessings, I do not merely hand them as random gifts, but as a preparation born of boundless love. Each favor, each opportunity, each answer to the hidden desires of your soul is guarded, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. These things do not come hastily, for I want them to become true nourishment for your spirit, helping you grow in maturity and wisdom. You must understand that grace is not only the presence of what you long for, but also the process by which I shape you to be worthy of it, so that when you receive it, you not only cherish it, but have the maturity to preserve and multiply it. Yet there is a truth I want you to remember. Blessings sometimes do not appear instantly, not because I forget or abandon you, but because your own choices, your own steps may slow the journey. When you choose a path contrary to my loving intent for you, the blessings already prepared must pause, not because I withdraw them, but because your soul is not yet ready to receive. Just as a seed needs good soil to sprout, my blessings also require a heart open, surrendered, and walking in the light I give. Remember, my child, every decision, no matter how small, carries within it an unseen power. Words, thoughts, actions, even fleeting desires can either build or break the bridge leading to blessing. If you choose trust, patience, and walk in wisdom, you will see the gifts I have promised gradually unfold. But if you let doubt, fear, or hardness of heart rule, these very things will become barriers, keeping you standing at the shore, unable to step into the realm of blessing that already belongs to you. Do not see this as punishment, for I never take away your joy. Instead, see it as a gentle awakening, a reminder to return to the original intention I planted within your heart. There are times you may wonder why your prayers seem unanswered, why your sincere hopes have not yet become reality. My child, it is precisely in those moments of waiting that I invite you into the journey of learning perseverance, growing in faith, and refining your soul. You must understand that what is precious does not lie in grasping it early, but in becoming strong and humble enough to hold it when it arrives. Often blessing is delayed not to deny you, but to prepare you fully, so that when joy comes, it will be lasting, not fleeting. I want you to know that my love for you never changes. Even when you stumble, even when you choose wrongly, I wait for the day you return. The blessing I have prepared does not vanish, but like a precious jewel kept in a treasury, it will only be given at the right moment, when you are living in the light of truth in harmony with my will. Do not fear that your mistakes have ruined everything, for I am the one who turns weakness into an opportunity to teach, who transforms even your wanderings into pathways that lead you back to the straight road. What matters is that you do not let disappointment bind you, nor let shame distance you from me. Be courageous and rise again, for every step back toward me is a door opening to the blessing already waiting for you. Blessing is not merely material sufficiency or prayers answered exactly as you imagine. It is also the peace within your soul amid storms, the endless joy of knowing you are never abandoned, the freedom of living, true to the deep meaning for which I created you. I bless you not just to satisfy you, but to transform you, to make you a light for those around you. When you receive grace, remember it is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to flow outward, spreading love so that those who thirst may see hope through you. Be mindful in each choice, for every step you take today shapes the road of tomorrow. Do not let passing desires cloud your vision and lead you away from my will. Know that everything has its time, and when you surrender and allow your heart to flow with love, blessing will arrive at the perfect moment, neither too late nor too soon. Then you will realize that it was the waiting itself, the trials, the patience that gave you the strength to cherish the gift prepared for you from the beginning. My beloved child, engrave this upon your heart: I am always with you. I do not wait only at the end of the road with a reward, but walk beside you through every twist, lifting you when you are weary, teaching you when you err, encouraging you when you lose heart. Delay is not cold silence, but a gentle whisper. Be steadfast, keep trusting, for the good I have prepared for you will not be lost. It is in this very moment that your faith is strengthened, your soul becomes steadfast, and you will see that blessing lies not only in the result, but also in the journey you walk with me. Therefore, let your heart rest in the certainty that I always remember you, that nothing can make me stop loving you. The blessings I have for you are not random gifts, but part of a complete, profound, and meaningful plan. You need only keep a soft heart, humble and attentive, ready to walk in the light. Then you will see that even if blessing comes slowly, it will arrive in fullness, more beautiful than you ever imagined. Even so, beloved child, know that every moment of life is an opportunity to realign your soul, to open the door of your heart to receive the light of grace. I do not want you to look at yourself with blame or shame, for it is in your falls that you have the chance to rise, to grow, and to understand more clearly the path you are on. When you lift your gaze upward to truth, purity, and kindness, you open with your own hands the wide pathways that lead to peace, even if storms still rage around you. Understand deeply that faith is not a passing feeling, but a quiet, enduring stream guiding your steps even in darkness. It is not only surrender, but a profound trust that everything in your life, whether joy or sorrow, lies within a lovingly woven plan. Believe that in every tear you shed I am present, in every sigh you breathe I am listening, and in every innocent laugh I am smiling with you. Not a single breath of yours is forgotten, not a single thought unknown, not a single dream unremembered. You are free to choose. But that freedom is not for losing your way, it is for discovering the deep worth of walking with me. When you walk in love, forgiveness, and gentleness, you not only open the way for blessings to flow to you, but also become a source of blessing to others. In that moment, you no longer merely receive, but become a vessel filled with life to give to others. This is the noble calling I placed in your heart from the beginning. I know there are times when your heart feels heavy, like dark clouds hiding the light, making it hard to sense my presence. But never forget, the light is still there no matter how thick the clouds. Challenges are not meant to discourage you, but to strengthen the wings of your faith, so that at the right time you may soar higher and farther than you ever imagined. Just as a seed must rest in the dark earth before it can rise to meet the sun, your soul sometimes needs stillness to learn, trust, patience, and waiting. In those quiet spaces, deep virtues are formed: steadfastness, compassion, and unfading hope. When you emerge from that darkness, you will find yourself changed, stronger, deeper, and filled with love. I do not expect you to become perfect at once. I only ask you to keep moving forward, even if only one small step at a time, drawing nearer each day to the blessing I have prepared. Understand that the thoughts you nurture are seeds planted in the field of your spirit. If you sow seeds of hope, forgiveness, and love, you will reap abundant seasons of peace and joy. But if you allow seeds of doubt, fear, or bitterness to grow, your inner field will become barren and blessings will struggle to take root. I do not withhold blessing from you. It is you, through your choices and attitudes, who opens or closes the door. Therefore, do not fear the power of choice you hold. See it as a grace, a gift I have given, so that you may be my co-creator in building your life. When you use that power to turn toward goodness, light, and truth, you are helping me weave a beautiful story for your life. Never forget that blessing is not only what your eyes can see or hands can touch, not only success, health, or fulfilled wishes. The greatest blessing is the transformation of your heart, the deep peace that cannot be shaken, the spiritual strength that holds you steady in the storm. When you walk in faith, surrendering your anxieties, fears, and pains into my hands, you will feel lighter, freer. You will see that the walls you built to protect yourself have become chains keeping you from me. And when you dare to let go, to allow me to remove each brick of those walls, you will be astonished at the new freedom flooding your soul. I also want you to remember that the blessing I give never comes too early or too late. It always comes in due time. Due time does not mean according to your plans, but according to the perfect moment of the loving plan I have made. Just as spring cannot arrive before winter has passed, great blessings need time to ripen. Be patient, for while you wait, I am quietly preparing the best for you. This patience is not passive, it is perseverance in hope, living uprightly, loving and trusting, even when you see no results. You will realize that it is in the very process of waiting that your heart is shaped, your faith strengthened, and your soul expanded to receive far more than you ever dreamed. My beloved child, every word you speak is not mere sound. It is creative power arrows flying from your heart, leaving a mark upon the world. Use your words to build, to encourage, and to heal rather than to destroy or wound. For it is through these words, together with your thoughts and actions, that you paint the picture of your life. When you speak words of love, when you choose forgiveness over retaliation, when you sow hope instead of fear, you are opening the door to blessing not only for yourself but also for those around you. And finally, I want you to know that every surrender, every choice to live in harmony with the Spirit is never in vain. Each act of love, each truthful thought, each decision to live righteously is a brick you lay upon the road leading to blessing. I am walking with you on that road step by step, silently but steadfastly. You are never alone. When you fall, I lift you up. When you stray, I call your name. When you are weak, I give you strength. My love never runs dry, and the blessing I have for you is never taken away. It simply waits for you to open your heart to receive it. Live this way, my beloved child. Use the power of choice I have given you to become the person you were meant to be, strong, kind, full of hope, and radiant in faith. Do not fear trials. They are only opportunities for you to shine. Do not close your heart to pain. Within it lies the seed of growth. Do not doubt my love for you. It does not depend on your successes or failures. Keep moving forward step by step in love, in trust, and in surrender, for each step brings you closer to the blessing I have prepared since the beginning of time. And when that moment comes, you will see that everything you have gone through, both pain and joy, has been the thread weaving a beautiful tapestry, reflecting my glory and my love in your life. My beloved child, forgiveness is not weakness or indulgence of wrong. It is the power that frees your soul from the wounds that have kept you in darkness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting the pain, but facing it in peace, then letting go so it no longer has power over your mind or your journey. People often think holding on to resentment makes them stronger, that it fuels their will. But in truth, that fire burns away your joy and beauty, leaving a cold emptiness inside. You will find your heart closing, unable to receive the sweetness of life's small blessings because darkness has hidden the light. Forgiveness, my child, is opening the door to let that light flood in, letting your heart once again be moved by simple joys, to find happiness in a humble smile, to feel warmth when another's loving arms reach for you. If you imagine your life as a river, forgiveness is the clear water that carries away the debris and impurities, allowing you to flow gently through valleys of peace. If you let hatred and bitterness accumulate, they become boulders blocking your current, making the river stagnant, foul, and lifeless. A heart that does not forgive is the same. It grows closed, loses its flow, and the wellspring of love begins to dry. But when you find the courage to forgive, it is then that the river is cleared, the water runs clear again, and its gentle murmur becomes a song of healing. Forgiveness is also a profound journey of healing. You may think you forgive to set others free, but in truth, you are the first to taste that freedom. When you lay down the burden, your steps grow lighter, your eyes brighter, your smile more radiant. The one who hurt you may never apologize, may never even recognize their wrong, but that no longer matters. For forgiveness is not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness is not giving power to the one who harmed you. It is reclaiming power over your life from their hands. It is your way of declaring, no one can imprison my heart in the chains of hatred except me. Do you know, my child, forgiveness is like cleaning a room that has long been shut. At first the dust chokes you, the clutter unsettles you, but unless you begin to clear it away, the room will remain dark forever, leaving no place for light and new life to enter. Your heart is the same. Forgiveness is opening the door, sweeping away the dust of resentment, picking up the fragments of bitterness, so that once the room is clean, you may place fresh flowers there, let in warm rays of sunlight, and fill it with bursts of laughter. Happiness does not come by itself. It needs a pure place to dwell, and forgiveness is the condition that allows your heart to become a home for happiness. There are pains that seem impossible to overcome, wounds that feel as though they will never heal, but time alone cannot mend them if your heart keeps clinging to resentment. Only when you choose to forgive does the wound begin to close. Forgiveness does not erase memory, but it changes the way you look at that memory. You will no longer see yourself as a victim, but as a victor, someone who has walked out of darkness and returned to the light. Forgiveness is the first step on the path of maturity, where you learn that love is greater than hatred, peace is more precious than pride, and hope is stronger than despair. And my child, forgiveness is also a gift you pass on to future generations. When you let go of hatred, you do not hand down a legacy of bitterness to your children or to those around you. You give them a lesson in resilience, in the power of love, and in the freedom of the soul. What you sow today will bloom tomorrow. Forgiveness is sowing the seeds of light, so that one day the garden of your life and the lives of those who come after may overflow with the fragrance of peace. Remember then that forgiveness is not a single act, but a way of life, a choice repeated every day. There will be times when old memories return, when pain makes you want to close your heart again. But in those moments, remember, forgiveness is not something you do once and forget. It is a path you walk with patience. Each time you choose forgiveness, you plant another seed of peace, and one day the entire field of your heart will be filled with the blossoms of love. My beloved, forgive so that you may truly live. Do not let your heart become a prison for dark memories. Make it instead a sanctuary of love and peace. Let forgiveness become the song of your life, so that every step you take echoes with freedom and every heartbeat resounds with a hymn of triumph. Forgiveness is not easy, but it is the only road that leads you to complete freedom, the freedom no power on earth can ever take from you. My dear child, when you keep holding on to anxieties and to fears about what you have not yet faced, when you fear falling, fear failure, or fear stepping beyond your familiar safety zone, you are building invisible walls that separate you from the full and abundant life I have already prepared for you. You do not see that each of these fears is like a slender cord, seemingly harmless at first, but gradually binding your soul, slowing your steps, and keeping you from moving forward. Deep within your heart, I see a longing for freedom, a desire to touch the greatness I have promised. But I also see you trembling, doubting, asking yourself whether you are capable, whether the road ahead is too far and too filled with thorns for you to reach the destination. My child, I want you to know that in the very moments you are afraid, I am closest to you. I do not stand at a distance, but uphold you, encourage you, and reach out to guide you step by step, so you may walk through fear, overcome hesitation, and enter the land of blessing where your name has already been written. Do you know the fear of what you cannot yet see is not truth, but only the shadow of thoughts you have built in your mind? It is like a mist hiding the road, making you believe there is only an abyss ahead, when in fact beyond the mist lie green fields and a radiant dawn waiting for you. The more tightly you grip fear, the more it becomes a chain binding your dreams, making you forget. My promise, forget that I have already planned a future, bright and full of hope for you. You were not created to live small and withdrawn, but to soar like an eagle in the open sky, to rise on the wind. I have prepared wind not to make you fall, but to lift you higher. Look back on the road you have traveled. Where was I not present? When you fell, it was I who lifted you up. When you were lost, it was I who whispered comfort in your ear. When you walked through the night thinking there was no way out, it was I who lit your path so you would not stray. And if I have done all this for you in the past, will you not believe that I will do the same for your future? You fear failure, but you do not realize that even failure can become fertile ground for me to sow the seeds of growth in you. You fear hurt, but you do not see that through those wounds I am healing your heart, making it deeper, more generous, and more steadfast. Do not let empty fears steal from you the chance to step into blessing. I have written the story of your life with my love and my wisdom. I have arranged each chapter with care. No chapter is meaningless, no part left unattended. My plan for you is not small, not half-hearted, but a plan for you to blossom, to grow, to discover the power I placed within your soul before you were born. When I say it is a plan to prosper you and not to harm you, I am not speaking of an empty ease, but of the prosperity of a free soul, of a life full of meaning, of a path where each step carries the imprint of hope, of peace, and of my presence. So do not let what your eyes see or your ears hear discourage you. Do not let the voice of doubt stop your steps. Each time you feel fear rising, remember that it is also an opportunity to trust me more deeply. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the choice to walk forward even while fear is still present, because you know I am there holding your hand, guiding your way. Each step of faith draws you nearer to my promise, while each time you let fear rule, you pull yourself farther from what I have prepared. Walk on even when you cannot yet see the whole road. My light will shine on each step enough for you today, and tomorrow I will shine again so that you will never lose your way. I know you long for assurance, you want to see the whole picture before you decide. But my child, if you had already seen it all, where would faith be? If everything were clear, where would be your chance to discover that I alone am the absolute guarantee of your life? Trust does not come from control, but from surrender. Handing over your future, your plans, your dreams, even your smallest fears into my hands. When you do that, you will feel a deep relief, as if the burden on your shoulders has been lifted, as if the darkness in your heart has been replaced by the radiant light of peace. Do not forget that I am not only the one who guides, but also the one who protects. I go before you to open the way, I walk beside you. To encourage you, I come behind you to lift you when you stumble. You are never alone on this journey. When you are lost, I find you. When you fall, I carry you in my arms. When you weep, I wipe your tears. You may tremble, you may be weak, you may even collapse, but I will never abandon you. You need not fear anything when you know I am by your side. And my child, I do not only want you to overcome fear for yourself, but also to become a source of encouragement for others. When you live by faith, you do not only open the door of blessing for yourself, but bear witness to my goodness so that others may also find hope and walk their own path with courage. You will become a light shining in the night, a hand lifting weary souls, a voice inspiring hearts in doubt. The more you trust me, the more you become an instrument of peace and hope in this world. Remember that every trial you face is not meant to defeat you, but to teach you deeper lessons of faith. Every hardship is not a sign that I have forsaken you, but an opportunity for you to witness how my power works in your life. When you look back, you will see that the hardest stretches were the very places you grew the most, the places where you discovered the strength I had placed within you, the places where you most clearly recognized my presence and guidance. My beloved child, do not fear the future, do not fear failure, do not fear the unknown. Your future is in my hands, your failures are not beyond my plan of restoration, and what you do not know I have known all along. I have written every chapter, prepared every good thing, arranged companions, opportunities, and paths for your growth. Open your heart, trust me, let go of what is holding you back. You may think you are not strong enough, but you do not need to be, for I am your strength. You may think you are not wise enough, but you do not need to be, for I am your wisdom. You may think you are not worthy, but you do not need to be, for my love makes you precious. When you realize this, you will no longer be afraid. Instead, you will feel a strange and wondrous peace filling your soul. a new courage rising in your heart, a powerful drive urging you forward despite every obstacle. Therefore, my child, walk on. Place each step of yours on the foundation of faith. Believe that I am leading you to things far greater than you ever imagined. Believe that I have already prepared everything for you and will continue to do so until you complete your journey. You are not merely living an ordinary life. You are living the story. I have written the story of love, of hope, of victory. And that story will not end in defeat but in glory, for I am the one who begins and completes your faith. My beloved, the words you speak are not just sounds fading into the air. They are seeds sown into reality, capable of bringing life or withering, depending on the heart and faith you place in them. Every word you utter is like a bird carrying the message of your heart into the unseen realm where my presence listens. When you choose to speak trust, hope, and love, you are opening an invisible door for me to step into your circumstances, for my light to shine into the corners you thought had been forgotten. Each word you speak carries the power of creation, for I have placed in your speech the ability to shape the atmosphere around you, to shape your own soul and the souls you touch. Therefore, do not take your words lightly. Do not think they are fleeting. My child, your words can become a bridge bringing heaven closer to earth, or a wall blocking me from reaching you. When you speak doubt, anger, or words that belittle, you are not only harming your own soul and others, but also closing the door where my grace longs to pour in. I do not want you to live in fear and smoldering anger and resentment. I long for you to understand that the atmosphere of your words will become the spiritual climate nurturing your soul. If you cultivate bitterness, you will breathe its scent, but if you sow words of hope, you will breathe the air of peace. Therefore, my child, let your mouth become a spring of life, so that every word you release may be a good seed sown into your own heart and the hearts of others. Speak life, my child, even when circumstances are unfavorable. When everything before you seems to collapse, when storms of doubt and despair gather, that is the moment your words of faith are strongest. Do not let circumstances define your language. Let faith shape your language. Proclaim my goodness in the midst of the storm, so that the storm hears, so that your own soul hears and is strengthened. Every word you declare about me not only affects the space around you, but also builds a fortress of faith within your heart. Remember that faith does not live only in thought, but must be spoken, so that like a seed planted in the ground, it may sprout, take root, and bring forth life. My child, your words do not only affect you, they extend far beyond you, touching the lives of those you encounter. When you speak words of encouragement, you are lifting up someone who is collapsing. When you speak words of forgiveness, you are releasing a soul imprisoned under the yoke of hatred. When you speak words of love, you are bringing light to where darkness reigns. These very words shake walls, break invisible chains, and bring healing to broken hearts. Do not underestimate this power, for it is the weapon I have placed in your hands so that you may join me in renewing this world. When you proclaim my promises over your life, you are not reminding me of what I have spoken for, I never forget, but you are reminding your own soul of the truth of the unshakable foundation on which you stand. Those declarations become stones building a stronghold within your mind, a refuge you can run to when storms arise. On the contrary, when you let words of doubt spill from your lips, you are dismantling those very stones, leaving gaps for fear to enter. That is why I teach you to guard your mouth, to weigh each word carefully, not to bind you under rules, but to shield you from unseen consequences you may not perceive immediately. My child, where do words come from? From your very heart. When your soul is filled with faith, hope, and love, your mouth will pour forth the same. But when your heart harbors bitterness, fear, and doubt, your mouth will reveal exactly that. Therefore, the issue is not only what you say, but what you nurture inside. Let me cleanse your heart each day, so that when you open your mouth, the water flowing out is not murky but pure, bringing life to you and to all you encounter. Let your words become a melody woven into my own. When you speak truth, you are singing the song of faithfulness. When you speak forgiveness, you are sounding the tune of mercy. When you speak encouragement, you are harmonizing with my voice, lifting the weak. Every word you speak can become a note, and your entire life will become a symphony of which I am the conductor, guiding every movement to its crescendo. Do not fear your weakness in controlling your words, for I am here to teach you. Each time you stumble, each time you speak what you should not do, not let guilt or shame crush you. Come to me, so I may teach you a new way of speaking, placing in your mouth the words of grace, transforming your speech into an instrument of healing rather than harm. Each day, ask me to station a guard at your lips, so that when you open your mouth, only what brings life, peace, and encouragement flows out. And my child, never forget that words shape destiny. When you speak blessings, you are sowing a future of blessing. When you speak negativity, you are cutting yourself off from the stream of grace I have opened. Use this power wisely as a skillful steward who knows how to distribute provision at the right time and place. Do not be quick to speak when your heart is full of anger. Do not rush to judge before you understand. Do not complain when I am still at work. Learn to be slow to speak, quick to listen, and let your lips become a testimony of your soul's maturity. Each morning let your mouth be the first to proclaim, "My goodness." As you wake, speak words of thanksgiving, trust, and encouragement to yourself. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Let that declaration set the rhythm for everything you do throughout the day. And each night before you sleep, let your words be words of blessing for yourself and for those you love, so that the night becomes a place of peace rather than a dwelling for anxiety. My beloved child, your words are a mirror reflecting the faith you place in me. When your lips are full of doubt, it shows you have let clouds obscure my light. When your lips overflow with trust, it proves you are walking close to me, letting me become your only source of hope. Let your mouth become a living testimony, so that others may see me at work in you, and so that you yourself may recognize the transformation taking place day by day. As you practice this, you will witness miracles, not the loud miracles of spectacle, but the quiet miracles of a renewed soul, a softened mouth, and a life slowly lifted from darkness. You will see your words open doors of blessing, your words break chains, your words awaken life in what seemed dead. You will see yourself become an instrument of grace, not by your own strength, but by mine working through you. Therefore, my child, from today, choose your words as you would choose precious seeds. Sow them with intention and faith, so that your harvest will be filled with peace, joy, and hope. Never take your words lightly, never speak carelessly. Let every word you utter become a prayer, an encouragement, a declaration of faith, so that your very life becomes a living testimony of my transforming power. Then you will not only see my presence in your circumstances, but also become my hands, my voice, and the heartbeat of my presence in this world. My beloved child, engrave this deep within your soul. Obedience is not a burden, but a grace, the key that unlocks the treasures of blessing I have stored for you. When you listen to my voice and choose to follow, even when the path seems unclear or the way unfamiliar, you are proving that your heart trusts me more than your own ability or reasoning. Sometimes I lead you into new territory, away from the familiar, into places that seem strange and full of challenge. Yet it is in those very steps that I am building in you strength, maturity, and a faith that cannot be shaken. I do not draw you out of your comfort zone to let you fall, but to teach you to fly with the wings I have given, to show you that you can stand firm in the storm when you lean on me. Remember that every calling I place within you carries a purpose, even if you do not see it immediately. Just as a seed must be buried in darkness before it sprouts, you too must pass through difficult seasons to see the miracle born of obedience. I do not lead you to test you as a game, but to prepare you for things far greater than you ever dreamed. Every time you say yes to me, even when it is something you do not want, you open a new door into deeper grace. Each act of surrender draws you nearer to the fullness of the plan I have prepared for your life. And through this process, you will discover that obedience does not make you smaller, but stronger, deeper, and freer than ever before. Do not fear the path I lead you on when it seems uncertain, for my hand holds you more tightly than you realize. Like a child holding a father's hand through a crowded street, You need only grasp mine and take each step without knowing every turn ahead. I see the whole picture where you see only sketches. Do not worry when you do not understand, for faith does not demand complete understanding, but complete trust. The more you obey, the more you open your heart for me to act, and that will lead you into graces you have never known. Do not think of obedience as a dry command to follow, for within it lies a deep relationship between you and me. Each time you listen to my call, you are binding your heart to mine, letting me write your story with the pen of infinite wisdom. Obedience not only changes your direction, but transforms you from within. It trains you to be humble, sensitive to my guidance, and to live not by sight, but by faith. When you choose your own path instead of mine, you do not lose my love, but you delay the blessings I long to give sooner. Understand that I do not wish to steal your joy, but to give you a joy more complete, deeper, and lasting. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of faith. At first you may see nothing, but over time it sprouts into blessing breakthrough and doors opening you once only dreamed of. Do not underestimate these small steps, for they create great change. I long to see you walk fully in my promises, not partially, not within the limits of your own safety, but in the vibrant freedom of the plan I have for you. My child, let your heart always be ready to listen, not only with your ears, but with your soul, with the stillness within. The world may be noisy, worries may drown out my voice, but if you pause and quiet your mind, you will hear my gentle yet powerful guidance. When you hear and follow, you are painting a living picture of faith, laying the foundation stones for a solid future. Do not hesitate when I call you to leave the familiar, for sometimes you can only see the miracle when you step out of the boat onto the water. Do not fear sinking, for as you look to me, you will walk. Do not fear loneliness, for I have never left you. Do not fear failure, for every failure you think is an ending is but a part of the process of learning, growing, and preparation. I want you to understand that obedience is not just a virtue, but a way of life. It is a daily choice, from the smallest decisions to the great turning points. As you practice it, you will experience a steady yet certain transformation, becoming more sensitive to my voice, stronger in faith, and more at peace within. You will realize you no longer need to strive to control everything, for you know you are walking under the guidance of the one who never errs. I call you not to exhaust you, but to give you the opportunity to walk with me in my great plan. I do not require your perfection, only a willing heart. You may be weak, you may not understand fully, you may tremble, but when you say yes to me, you are allowing me to do what is beyond your ability and your limits. You will find yourself lifted, equipped, and transformed into someone you never thought you could become. Obedience is not loss, but exchange. You surrender your control to receive. My wisdom, you trade your fear for. My peace, you give up your limited plans to receive what is far greater. This is not deprivation, but blessing. And I promise you that no act of obedience is wasted, no sacrifice in following my voice fails to bear fruit. Do not let fear paralyze your steps. Do not let past failures make you doubt my guidance. Do not let present comfort keep you from the blessings of your future. Remember that whenever I call, I also give you strength to obey. Whenever I lead, I also open the way. Whenever I place a challenge before you, I also prepare within you everything you need to overcome. My child, let your heart be like soft soil, ready to receive the seed of my word, ready for my guidance to take root and bear fruit. Let your heart be like open wings, so that the wind of the Spirit may lift you beyond old limits. Let your faith be like a river that flows unceasingly, finding its way to the sea even when rocks block its path. I long to see you not only hear, but act. I long to see you not only believe, but walk. I long to see you living in the freedom, joy, and fullness of the promises I have given. Do not fear the length of preparation, for each day in the process I am laying within you a firm foundation, so that when the blessing comes you can stand, keep it, and share it with others. Remember, today's obedience is tomorrow's miracle. The seemingly small decisions of today will lead you to breakthroughs you did not expect. Every yes you give me is a brick building the road to blessing, and that road I have already prepared waiting for you to walk upon it. My beloved child, do not delay any longer. Open your heart, listen to my voice, and step forward even if your feet still tremble, for I do not call you to abandon you. I call you to walk with you, to hold your hand, to lift you, to bring you to the place where you belong. And there my blessing awaits, my peace is ready, my fullness is prepared, only waiting for you to choose obedience and trust. My beloved child, I want you to still your heart and listen to these words as you would hear the beat of my own heart. Do not let impatience toss your soul like a small boat amid stormy waves. I know your longing. I understand every sigh, every tear, every restless night spent yearning for blessings yet unseen. But my child, the moment I choose is always perfect and more precise than any calculation of yours. I am never late in the way you think. I move according to a rhythm higher and deeper, where every condition, both outward and inward, is arranged flawlessly, so that the very best may blossom. You may think that I am silent, that your prayers go unheard, yet it is precisely when you see nothing happening that I am working the most. I am shaping circumstances, touching hearts, weaving together details that appear scattered into a great tapestry, whose wonder you will only see when it is complete. Even your own soul is part of this process. I am refining it, shaping it, expanding it, so that you will have the strength to receive what you have asked for. A blessing is not only the arrival of what you desire, but also the deep preparation of your own being, so that you are made new, mature, and steadfast. I see the flame of longing burning within you. That flame is beautiful, but without the tempering of patience and trust, it can become the ashes of disappointment. Impatience is the thief that steals joy before it blooms. When you let your heart be swept away by urgency, disappointment will come, and disappointment sows seeds of discontent. Discontent clouds your vision, so that you no longer see my gentle hand at work in all things. You may think I am distant, but in truth, it is discontent that builds the wall obscuring my light. Trust me, my timing is never meant to make you wait in vain, but to prepare something deeper and more enduring. Like a conductor leading an orchestra, I know every note, every beat, every needed silence, so that the symphony of your life becomes magnificent. If rushed, the music turns chaotic. But if you are patient, that music will rise at the right moment in the right way, and it will move every heart. You will see that what feels like delay is not refusal, but time added to make the sweetness of blessing richer, deeper, and lasting. Look back at the times you thought I came too late. As time passed, you realized I arrived at the perfect moment in the perfect way, and what you received exceeded what you imagined. I will do the same again. Each day you wait, I am adding a layer of patience, a layer of faith, a layer of hope to your soul. When the blessing comes, it will not only be an answer, but the fruit of a journey of transformation, a journey shaping you to reflect what you long for. So, my beloved child, learn the art of trusting. Do not let impatience blur the beautiful horizon that draws near. Let your heart rest in my hands, for I know exactly what I am doing. Do not measure my process by your clock. My clock is measured by love, by wisdom far beyond your understanding. When you are patient and place your trust in me, peace itself becomes the first blessing you receive, the peace that steadies you until the blessing appears. I do not merely promise to bless you. I promise to bless you at the right time. When you are patient and yielded, you will see that every delay is an invitation to deepen your communion with me. Delay is the fertile soil where the seed of faith sprouts, where love within you grows, where wisdom unfolds. When the season arrives, the blessing will not come like a passing shower, but like a springtime bursting into bloom in every corner of your life. And you will know that no waiting was wasted, no tear was shed in vain, and every prayer rose and mingled with my plan for you. My beloved child, do you not realize that even the fleeting thoughts of your heart are like tiny seeds sown into the soil of your life, carrying the power to produce life or death? Your thoughts are not mere invisible streams. They are currents of energy, shaping every action, every word, every choice you make. Therefore, do not take them lightly, do not treat them as trivial wisps that come and go, for it is from those hidden thoughts that you are building or tearing down the bridge that connects you to me. When you allow seeds of despair, doubt, and negativity to sprout, they become a gray smoke covering your spirit, making it hard to see my light shining upon you. They make you forget that you are loved unconditionally, that you do not have to carry everything on your own, fight for every scrap of peace. My peace does not come by struggle. It comes when you let go and allow me to guide you. Imagine instead when you dwell on what is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and praiseworthy. Your soul will become like a lush garden, vibrant with fragrance and light, where my spirit can dwell freely like a cool stream pouring over you on a hot summer's day, washing away every anxiety. In that garden, every thorn of hatred and bitterness will be uprooted, replaced by the budding flowers of forgiveness, hope, and patience. In that moment, your soul will not only become my dwelling place, but also a refuge for those who wander and seek their way home. You will feel lighter, your heart more open, and my presence will become as clear as the sun shining after a long, dark night. Do not let your mind become a battlefield of chaotic voices born of fear, inferiority, or envy, for such things will only exhaust you. Let your mind be a sanctuary, a holy place reserved for thoughts that enlighten, uplift, and guide. When you let my promises flow like a stream over each thought, you will find yourself renewed each day. Every word of mine you store in your heart is a shield, deflecting arrows of doubt. Every promise I give is a lamp, lighting the path you walk. You will no longer grope in darkness, for the light of truth will dwell within you, guiding your every step. Let my truth become the foundation of your thoughts, so that you build a soul as steadfast as a house built upon rock. When storms come, that house will not fall. When trials arise, you will not be shaken. You will see that what I give you is not only outward blessing, but inner strength, enabling you to stand firm, calm, and loving, even when life does not go as you hoped. That is when the greatest blessing descends, not in material form, but in deep peace, steadfastness, and enduring hope. Remember, your mind is the gateway for my blessing to flow into your life. When you keep it pure, when you fill it with my words, you are opening wide the door for grace to stream in and transform every corner of your soul. You will find yourself changed, gentler, deeper, more compassionate, and your heart will expand to love without condition. This is the miracle only I can perform, but I need your cooperation. I need you to choose to dwell on what is good, to close the door against harmful thoughts. My beloved child, you are never alone in your struggle to keep your mind pure. I am here, always ready to help you, lift you, and remind you whenever you wander. Each time you turn back, each time you set your heart on my words, you take another step closer to the blessing I have prepared. You do not need to be perfect for me to love you. You only need to be willing for me to transform you day by day. Then your mind will no longer be a reservoir of fear, but a wellspring of faith, hope, and love, bringing change not only to you but to the world around you as my light shines through. Engrave this in your heart: every act of love, every choice to forgive, every step of obedience, and every word of faith you speak is not in vain. They are like golden keys, and each time you use one, a door of heaven opens, letting light and favor pour into your life. Nothing you do out of love, faith, or obedience ever disappears into nothingness. Every clear drop of faith becomes a stream, watering your soul, turning dryness into green fields, weariness into strength, and darkness into radiant dawn. Do not doubt or think that I am withholding good from you, for I am the loving Father who longs even more than you do to give you the secret desires of your heart. But my child, just as a father does not hand a precious treasure to a child too young to keep it safe, I too long to bless you. But wait until you are ready, so that the blessing is not a burden but a source of eternal joy. Each time you choose love over hatred, forgiveness over resentment, obedience over stubbornness, you are widening your heart like a farmer clearing and softening the soil before planting. The more you prepare the soil of your soul, the more deeply and strongly the seeds of my grace will take root and grow. I do not want my blessing to become a trial that makes you stumble, but a foundation that lifts you higher. You will see that the more you love, the more you are loved. The more you forgive, the lighter and more peaceful you become. The more you obey, the more you are led into wisdom beyond human understanding. This is how I prepare you, so that when grace comes, you will not only receive it, but cherish it, live within it, and keep your heart humble and open. These keys, my child, are the secrets of heaven. Each time you choose love, a door opens. Each time you forgive, a lock is undone. Each time you place your trust in me, a treasure of blessing is revealed. It is not that I want you to do these things to earn a reward, for the reward has always been ready. But these actions shape who you are, enlarging your capacity, so that grace not only pours down but remains nourishes and turns your life into a living testimony of my love. If blessing is like a mighty river, then faith, obedience, forgiveness, and love are the channels that direct its waters. The stronger the channels you build, the clearer and stronger the flow. The cleaner the heart you prepare, the more luminous the river, flowing gently and nourishing everything around you. Understand this, I am never far away. As the sun never ceases to shine, but thick clouds can make you think it has disappeared, so I am always here pouring out light and blessing. Those clouds are doubt, fear, bitterness, and lack of faith. When you love, forgive, and obey, you are sweeping away those clouds so that my light may shine unhindered. When you speak words of faith, you are opening the windows of your soul for the wind of my spirit to blow in bringing life, peace, and new strength. I desire this for you more than you desire it for yourself. But I also want you to be truly ready so that the blessing is not a garment too large for you to wear or a crown too heavy for you to bear. I love you not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. Every hope you hold, every tear you shed, every sigh you have yet to speak, I know and treasure them all. But I do not only want to give you what you desire for a moment, I want to give you what is good for a lifetime, what will help you grow strong and stand firm amid the storms. True blessing is not merely wealth, fleeting joy, or passing praise. True blessing is deep peace, unstealable joy, and the power to love and forgive in adversity. This is what I want for you, and this is why I prepare you, so that your heart is wide enough to receive, strong enough to hold, and wise enough to live fully in grace. Therefore, my child, do not grow weary in choosing love. Do not lose heart in forgiving. Do not falter in obedience. Do not hesitate in speaking faith. Every act you perform is a stone laid upon the path leading you to blessing. Every perseverance is a piece of the mosaic, completing the picture I am painting in your life. Even if you cannot yet see the results, even if you do not yet feel the change, know that these actions are etching themselves into your soul, opening heaven's door, so that grace may pour down not only today but for the days to come. I never cease working in your life. When you are ready, the blessing will fall like a shower of rain, drenching you and bringing to bloom the good seeds you have sown in love, forgiveness, obedience, and faith. My beloved child, there are moments when your heart feels weighed down, when waiting stretches endlessly and your dreams seem far away. You wonder why everything unfolds so slowly, why the promises have not yet been fulfilled, why the doors have not opened as you hoped. But my child, I want you to know that not a single moment of that time is meaningless. Every pause is not neglect, but my way of shielding and shaping your soul, so that you may become stronger, deeper, and ready to receive what I have prepared for you. Like a potter who patiently forms every curve of a clay vessel, I am patiently molding you little by little, so that you may become the most complete, steadfast, and beautiful version of the design I have placed within you. When blessings arrive before their appointed time, they can become burdens, something you are not yet able to carry or wise enough to keep. But when you are thoroughly prepared, when your heart has been refined by patience and faith, then the gift I give you will not be a fleeting joy, but a deep, enduring one, a fulfillment that nothing can take away. Think of a seed hidden in the soil. It cannot bloom in a single day. In the darkness, it quietly draws in nourishment, sends down roots, and gathers life. Then in its season, it bursts forth in strength and blossoms in beauty. So it is with you. You are being nourished in secret through days that seem empty, so that when the time comes, you will bloom in grace and blessing that I have set apart for you. Do not mistake silence for absence. I am there watching each beat of your heart and every breath you take. When you cannot see, I am working unseen. When you cannot hear, I am whispering truths into your spirit that you will only recognize later. In this process, I am not only guiding you, but also shaping your character, expanding your vision, softening your heart, so that it becomes more humble, more compassionate, more loving. You will come to see that it is precisely the waiting that has matured you more than anything else. It has not only prepared you to receive blessings, but has also made you a blessing to others. I know there are moments when you feel forgotten, as though I have abandoned my promises. But I have never forgotten you, never left you. You are my beloved child, engraved in the palm of my hand. Not a single tear you shed is wasted. Every sigh you release reaches my ears. The more you trust me in your waiting, the more deeply you are rooted like a tree standing in the storm, its roots digging deeper, its trunk becoming stronger through the wind and rain. When the storm passes, that tree will still be standing proud and unbroken. So will you. When my time comes, you will stand firm to receive, to keep, and to live fully in the blessing I bestow. My dear child, learn to see delays not as punishment, but as a gift. They give you space to prepare to learn to change what must be changed. I am working within you before I work through you. When you understand this, waiting will no longer feel heavy, but will become an opportunity to grow into a better version of yourself. You will treasure what you receive, because you have walked a long road to reach it. You will cherish each grace because you understand the value of patience and trust. And in that moment, your joy will not only be the joy of receiving, but also the joy of maturity, of walking with me at every step. Child, remember that my timing is perfect. It does not follow your haste or depend on human plans, but flows from my infinite wisdom. I know which lessons you need to learn and when. I know when your heart is soft enough to receive something new. I know when the soil of your soul has been tilled to plant seeds of blessing. You may not understand, you may not see the whole picture, but I do. I hold it firmly in my hands. All you need to do is walk step by step in trust, even in silence, even in tears. Every step matters and brings you closer to the place I have promised. Above all, nothing can separate you from my love for you. No delay, no trial, no power in heaven or on earth can snatch you from my hand. My love does not depend on your success or failure, on speed or slowness, but on my unchanging nature. When you are weak, I still love you. When you doubt, I remain with you. When you fall, I lift you up. This love is your foundation, your strength in every circumstance, your courage in days of waiting, your assurance that in the end all will be well as I have promised. Let your heart rest in this certainty. Do not compare your journey to others, for each one has a unique path, a unique process that I am leading. Do not rush while I am working in you. Do not doubt when you do not yet see the outcome. Like a masterpiece painting that takes time to complete, like a symphony that needs time to shape each note, your life also needs time for goodness to crystallize. When you accept this process with patience and faith, you will find peace, lightness, and a hope that grows stronger day by day in your heart. Do not fear delays, do not fear waiting, do not fear days that seem empty. In every moment I am still shaping you, still preparing blessings for you, and above all, still loving you with an unchanging love. Believe that everything happening has a purpose and lies within my wise plan. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep surrendering. One day you will look back and see that these days of waiting transformed you and prepared you to receive the blessing not only with your hands, but with a heart overflowing with gratitude and faith. And when that day comes, your joy and fulfillment will not remain your own, but will flow outward as a living testimony to my love, my faithfulness, and my perfect wisdom. My beloved, hear this as well. The power of your words is like a flowing river capable of refreshing parched fields or sweeping away life if not guided rightly. I have placed in your mouth the ability to create, to build, to heal, and to open doors never before opened. When you use your words to honor me, to proclaim my grace, my love, and my faithfulness, even the heavens seem to resonate with you. the cracked earth blossoms and weary souls are revived. But when bitterness, doubt, or anger seize your speech, you unwittingly build a wall that blocks the light, and your spirit sinks into darkness without realizing it. Choose to speak words of life in every situation, even when you see no way out. For it is then that your words of faith become a lamp in the darkness, keeping you from falling so you may go on. Do not wait for calm seas before declaring hope. Speak it while the storm rages, anchoring your heart in the truth that I have not abandoned you, that I am right beside you, that every word of faith you utter opens heaven's gates for blessings to pour down. Remember, my child, your declarations of my goodness are never in vain. They are like seeds planted in the earth, taking root quietly until the appointed time when they break forth and bear fruit. You may see no change today, but do not stop proclaiming. Each word of trust you sow accumulates toward a rich harvest. Conversely, if you continually sow words of doubt, complaint, or blame, your heart will only produce thorns that block the flow of grace I have already prepared for you. Do not underestimate the small words you speak each day. A brief sentence, uttered in anger, can shatter a tender heart. Yet a single sincere encouragement can lift a soul from the edge of despair. Therefore, guard your lips so that your words are like refreshing water, not consuming fire. Speak with patience, with grace, with understanding. Use your words to soothe, to build, to open doors of reconciliation and healing. My beloved child, your mouth is the pen writing the story of your life. Every word you speak carves itself into the walls of your mind, shaping your thoughts and beliefs. If you choose the language of fear, you will live in its shadow. If you choose the language of trust, you will walk in the light of freedom. Begin each day with words of thanksgiving and trust. Do not let complaint be your first sound, but let praise rise from your lips, so that your own voice encourages your soul and scatters the heavy clouds over your mind. When you declare my truth, you are using your tongue to build a fortress against the enemy's lies. It may sow negative thoughts and whispers to shake you, but answer with my words. Say that you are loved, you are forgiven, you are chosen. Declare that I am faithful, I am your strength, I am the peace that cannot be moved. When you speak this, you yourself will hear it, and your soul will be strengthened so that darkness finds no place in you. Know that words do not end in the moment, but leave echoes that endure. A comforting phrase you speak today may become the memory that sustains someone for a lifetime. A quiet prayer you utter may open a door of deliverance for generations to come. Therefore, treat your words as a precious treasure, guarding and using them wisely, so that each one you sow becomes a bright jewel, not a stone thrown to wound another. Train your tongue to beat with my heart. Speak what I speak, think what I think, reflect my love in a world full of doubt. When you do this, you will not only open the path of blessing for yourself, but also become a light for many others. I want your mouth to be an instrument proclaiming hope, so that whoever hears you tastes life, joy, and the light that comes from me. Do not fear your weakness in controlling your words, for I am willing to help you. Come near me, and let me cleanse your mouth, so that your speech no longer carries bitterness, but overflows with grace. Let me place on your lips words as soothing as oil, as powerful as a sword, as healing as spring rain. Then you will see your life transformed, your relationships restored, and your path marked with the imprint of my favor. Therefore, my beloved child, choose your speech as you choose your way of life. See your mouth as a garden, tending it so that every word you release is sweet fragrance rather than choking weeds. Use each sentence as a seed sown into life, so that one day when you look back, you will see you have produced a harvest, rich with life, joy, and peace, not only for yourself, but for countless other souls. My beloved child, there are times when delay makes you feel restrained, as though doors have closed and you are stuck in a void. But I want you to understand that every moment holds a deep purpose. I do not make you wait to punish you, nor do I waste your time. I am using the very process to cleanse, refine, and make your heart pure and steadfast. Each time you do not see immediate results, it is the moment I am weaving a far greater tapestry that you will only recognize when it is complete. Just as the long, cold winter is not an ending, but a preparation for a spring full of blossoms, delay is my quiet promise that something new and better is on its way. During this time, I am skillfully building patience in you, for patience is the key that opens doors no human strength or wisdom can unlock. Do you know the blacksmith who wants to forge a sharp blade must heat and cool it again and again, plunging it into fire and water many times before it reaches perfect strength and sharpness? So it is with your soul. It must be tested and refined through seasons of waiting, so that you grow resilient and your faith stands firm against life's storms. If you received what you wanted immediately, your heart would struggle to grasp its value, and you might easily lose it. But when you have walked a long journey, when you have learned what patience truly is, when the gift finally comes, you will treasure it like a jewel and use it wisely for its true purpose. Remember that. My love for you never changes whether you are in a season of harvest or a season of waiting. When all seems still, I am still walking with you, quietly preparing what your eyes cannot yet see. Keep your heart faithful, your gaze lifted toward me, and do not let restlessness pull you out of this perfect process. Whenever you feel weary, let your heart grow quiet and hear. My heartbeat, for it echoes the promise that I will never abandon you. Every delay is within my plan, and that plan has never failed. There are doors that close not to reject you, but to keep you from what would harm you. There are words of not yet that are not meant to extinguish your dreams, but to bring them into their proper season, where they may bloom and bear abundant fruit. You may think that I am delaying, but in truth I am going ahead, clearing the way, removing the stones, leveling the obstacles, and preparing everything so that when you step forward you will walk in peace and firmness. If you run ahead in impatience, you may find yourself in a dead end. But if you patiently follow my rhythm, you will walk on the path that leads to life, hope, and complete blessing. My child, trust that in every moment of silence I am still at work. Like an underground river flowing beneath the earth, though your eyes cannot see it, it is quietly nourishing the fields. My love for you is the same. Even when you cannot feel it, it still surrounds you, protects you, and shields you. No delay can separate you from that love. No circumstance, no trial, no passage of time can make me forget the promise I have spoken over your life. You are forever engraved upon my heart, forever cherished as my most precious treasure. My child, when you wait patiently, your faith is being lifted to a higher place. In that time you learn how to listen, how to be humble, and how to depend on me. And when you are fully prepared, I will open things far beyond what you have asked or imagined. You will not only receive blessing, but also become a source of blessing to many others, because your heart by then will have been shaped to love, to share, and to give. Therefore, do not let delay make you doubt my love. Do not let postponements steal your hope. See them as part of the journey, as a chapter in the book I am writing about your life. That book will not end in disappointment, but will be filled with joy, for I am the author and I never write an unfinished story. You need only to continue trusting, continue walking in peace, and know that in the end all things will become good at the appointed time I have set. It is time, my beloved child, for you to lift your heart to me, open your soul wide, lay down every worry, and offer up sincere prayers from the depths of your spirit. Almighty God, who holds my times and my destiny today, I come before you with a trembling yet hope-filled heart. I have walked through seasons of trial, long nights of tears, and moments of weakness when I have fallen, yet you have upheld me step by step. Please continue to lead me out of my comfort zone and into a life of full trust in your guidance. Grant me the courage to obey your call, even when the path ahead is unclear. Help me not to lean on my own understanding, but to trust in your perfect plan so that every step I take leads me into the fullness you have promised. Loving Father, I come before you with a small yet yearning heart, longing to be transformed. You have taught me obedience, faith, even when I cannot yet see the whole picture. I surrender to you my fears, my confusion, even my failures. Open my eyes to see your ways, my ears to hear your voice, and my heart to receive your blessings. Turn my weakness into strength, my hesitation into faith, so that I may walk not in fear but in steadfastness under your guidance. O eternal God, unchanging through all generations, I offer you my heart as dry ground waiting for rain. I know you are calling me to leave safety behind and step into the new. Grant me the wisdom to discern your voice amid the noise of this world. Grant me steadfastness not to falter before trials, and softness of heart not to harden when you correct me. Lead me on the path you have chosen, that each day I may become more like you and live in the fullness of your blessing. Beloved Heavenly Father, you know the deepest dreams and longings within me. I have waited, I have hoped, I have grown weary, yet I know you are preparing the best for me. Help me to trust you more completely even when I cannot see the way ahead. Give me peace as I follow your call, courage as I leave the old behind, and joy as I walk in your will. I do not want to delay your blessings any longer. I want to obey you today. Lord, the source of my life and my light, give me a sensitive heart to sense your guidance even in the smallest details. I do not want to merely hear without acting, nor believe without doing. Renew my mind so I am not carried by fear or old habits, but dare to step out in faith. Teach me to understand that obedience is not loss, but an opportunity to receive a more abundant life. Almighty God, I thank you because you have never abandoned me. I thank you because every delay is not for my disappointment, but to prepare something better. I thank you because each time I am weak, you become my strength. Each time I stray, you bring me back. I thank you for your gentle yet steadfast guidance that has transformed me through each season. Heavenly Father, full of love, I thank you for teaching me the precious lessons of obedience. I thank you for granting me the chance to walk in your plan to become stronger, steadier, and more mature. I thank you for each blessing, each small miracle. You give daily things I often forget, but you patiently provide, everlasting and true one. I thank you for letting me live in this season of fulfillment. I am grateful that every small act of obedience is never wasted before your eyes. I am grateful that you have renewed my heart, given me faith, peace, and hope. I thank you because I know my journey is never alone, but that you walk with me each step of the way. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.